Just how far do these new policies go?
They go pretty far. This means that millions of illegal immigrants could be deported from the United States. There are 11 million undocumented immigrants here in the United States altogether. And according to these new guidelines, there could be so many. Because first of all, this includes anybody who is charged, convicted, and this is the really interesting one, or suspected of a crime in the United States, meaning you might not even have committed a crime and still you might be somebody who could be deported and could be a priority for deportation from the United States according to these new guidelines. Now, that is one example of what will happen in the interior of the country, those already inside the United States. Now, what about those who will be or have entered the United States, for example, over the last few days or over the next few weeks? Well, those who cross over the Mexican border into the United States, according to these new guidelines, again, well, they could be deported immediately back to Mexico, and that includes those who are not even Mexican nationals, because, of course, a lot of the illegal immigrants who cross over the Mexican border are from other Central American countries, for example. That is one of the guidelines that was published by the Department of Homeland Security yesterday. And there is that little bit more. As you said, thousands of federal agents could be hired by the government very soon indeed. They are the people who will be enforcing these new policies.
Philip, can they be stopped, or are these policies being carried out already?
They can be carried out already, because what this is guidance, essentially. This is not a change in the law. This is an interpretation and guidance as part of executive orders that had already been signed by US President Donald Trump. And those executive orders, they're different to the one that was challenged and stopped in court, the one that targeted immigrants from 7 Muslim-majority countries. These executive orders have not yet been stopped and might not never be stopped by courts in the United States. In other words, this can happen straight away. Now, what's different here from what we saw during the Obama administration? The Obama administration made it very clear that the priority for deportations from the United States would be those who were guilty of serious crimes. In this case, it is serious crimes, but it is also any small petty crime, as you say. It could be a traffic offense, for example, or you might just be suspected of a crime, and that person could still be deported as an absolute priority by the US government. Now, there are worries, of course, now by those who defend illegal immigrants and, of course, from undocumented immigrants themselves, that this could lead to mass deportations. The administration insists this will not be the case. But in theory, of course, it could, because millions of illegal immigrants would be affected by these policies, which, again, in theory, are active immediately if they are not challenged by a court. And it does not look like that will be the case, at least not for the next few days or weeks.
Thanks for bringing us up to date, Philip. Philip Crowther in Washington.